Okay, hello and welcome to this Executive MBA cast, where we're going to be talking about the revamped, revitalised Executive MBA program at Lancaster. My name's Chris Saunders. I teach on the Executive MBA for the Responsible Leadership module, and I'm Director of Teaching for my department, which is Entrepreneurship and Strategy.
Hello, I'm Radka Newton. I'm the Head of Executive Education in Lancaster University Management School.
Great. And Radka, we're going to talk about our new EMBA program. So our EMBA program originally started with a consortial program. So 4 local companies from the Northwest who wanted their businesses to improve whilst their people improved. And so they worked with us to design a program that would do that. And I think that the root of our program is still about that, isn't it? It makes businesses and individuals better at what they do.
Yeah. And it's always struck me that we have that big regional impact agenda as well as the global impact. And you yourself, Chris, taught in our partner institutions globally as well. And I think that's also reflected in our global rankings of the Executive MBA program.
That's right. Yeah, we're very well ranked. It's one of the questions we often get asked. Is about rankings. And we are in the QS rankings. So we're 9th in the UK for the QS rankings. And we are in a new ranking, I believe, the Corporate Knights ranking.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a really important one for us because it is about the responsible leadership, sustainability, something that you will be taking the program through as well, and you'll be focusing on that sort of responsibility and ethical approach to leadership.
Yeah, and obviously those are key things, particularly sustainability in business these days, key things that our students focus on to make their businesses better. There's the whole kind of aspect of how do you get good growth and good in many different ways. So I think it's really good to be recognised for that internationally, especially as there's over 14,000 MBA programs out there in the world, and being 35th in the world in a ranking is just fantastic. There's a return on investment element to the ranking, and that's really a product of how much does it cost you to do the program, and 3 years on, what's your salary like 3 years on from where it was when you joined. And the data suggests that our EMBA student salaries go up by 73% in that 3-year period. So I think that's a really good figure. If people are thinking, what am I earning now, and what's 75% more of that? That would be really good. But I remember going to an alumni event. So you've been to our alumni events. We hold them regularly, don't we? And we were holding one in Manchester, and there were a group of alumni came along, and they'd only been out of the program maybe 8 or 9 years. And I said to them, how are you going? And at least 3 of them were retiring, and they were only in their kind of early 40s, but they'd done so well out of their careers because of applying the learning from the program that they were able to kind of think, well, actually, I'm gonna do what I want now. I'm gonna, I've got enough money. I'm gonna make my life different. Which is great.
And when I think about why people join the program, so I think they usually reach that sort of stage in their career when it's some sort of a critical milestone. Maybe they are thinking, I've done so well, but they are thinking either of changing the sector or maybe progressing in the leadership rank. And I've seen some, fantastic success stories, but there isn't one size fits all. So it's sometimes challenging to answer this question, because I think from our alumni, when we listen to their stories, it really makes them much more mindful, reflective, thoughtful, also about not just work, but about the work-life balance, about what they want to achieve and the impact they want to make on the world. So stuff thinking about, when applicants are asking us sort of, what are the career prospects? I suppose we can say that we approach everybody individually, and we have a fantastic career support.
Yes.
Support from the previous graduates, from the alumni networks, from our entrepreneurs in residence, leaders in residence. So I hope that, what we offer is that it will speak to everybody, and they'll be able to find the answers for themselves throughout the program.
Absolutely. And I think we're unique. We're one of the very few schools that have our own careers unit within the management school. Everyone else tends to rely on the university level. So I think that's really important, particularly for our MBA students. And you're absolutely right about people having different goals, because I just remember, thinking back some of the alumni that have been on the program. We've got a sitting MP now. She wasn't doing that when she came onto the program, but now she's a rising star in the government, and we've got people who've kind of used what they learn on the program to grow their own businesses, haven't we? And there's one guy who was on the program who led a management buyout in his business, and he's now got a really big international tech business that's his kind of thing that he's grown. So there's some fantastic stories of our alumni, and you do join this fantastic alumni group, don't you, when you're part of this, and people who support you and you can go to and you can talk to, a network of people you can do business with.
And many organizations are also supporting their employees to grow. So we've also had a lot of stories where you would have somebody joining the program and then the same organization sends their employees to sort of improve their prospects. And I know that a lot of them offer some sort of sponsorship. And some applicants may be wondering whether they can also then receive additional scholarship from us. So that's quite typical, that you can combine the sponsorship from your organization. And we also have up to 50% scholarships on the Executive MBA. So we are looking to try and make it more accessible because we understand that sometimes that stuff, this is important, and it's also recognition of your excellence and of your achievements. And we consider, again, everybody equally on the same basis. So the scholarships are really an excellent sort of point of differentiation for us as well.
Yes, and I think if you're an alumni, then there's an additional element in there for alumni. To try and attract people back, because they know how great Lancaster is to live in and study at. So, we often get alumni coming back, don't we?
Yeah, we have a lot of learners who did maybe their first degree here, and then they come maybe sometimes even after 20 years, a little bit later in their career, just to sort of improve their career prospects.
Yeah. I think one of the other benefits is the connection between the full-time and the Executive MBA program. So whilst our Exec MBA program tends to be mainly UK-based people, or maybe a few flying in from Europe, our full-time program is hugely international. And I think the connections people can make between the two cohorts, or the three cohorts, because our EMBA students are here for 2 years, are really valuable in the long run as well, especially if you're doing business internationally.
Yeah, so we always say the Lancaster MBA is international and multi-generational as well. And I think that's what you would find in all organizations these days, and I think different generations are learning to work with each other in a bit more productive and appreciative way. And I hope that bringing the different cohorts together, especially through challenge-based learning, where they can practice stuff, that very practical approach to business together, is very enriching. And like you said, also having different nationalities, it just really simulates that environment in the workplace that we would now find in most organizations around the world.
Absolutely. So I think if you're interested in joining our Executive MBA cohort, we will be having open days, but we're also very happy for you just to contact us. Our program director will get back to you very quickly, and we're just happy to have you come here. We'll show you around and we'll introduce you to some people, and we'll welcome you on board, hopefully, to our Exec MBA.
Thank you, and we look forward to meeting you on the program.